Thank you, Bibi, for the question. No, I am not aware of that. I had a informal meeting yesterday, to my recollection, with the new chairman of the Supervisory Board of Directors for NVGEB. We discussed certain matters relating to NVGEB, but that was not one of the topics that was discussed now. So I'm not aware of that now.
What's the status of the landfill at the moment? And garbage collection, what is your view of it right now? Are you satisfied?
As it pertains to the garbage collection, two particular parcels I am not at the moment fully satisfied with. The ministry is right now, because a couple of weeks ago we had a formal meeting with all the haulers, all the garbage collectors, and we discussed certain issues with them, what we expect from them in terms of the contract. We clearly indicated that the penalties involved if certain obligations were not fulfilled. And we indicated also after a 2-week period, there will be assessment, a report, and based on that, further measures would be taken. That assessment was done the end of last week. In parcels 5 and 6, there are still some concerns, and now we are moving towards the direction of invoking some of the penalties as indicated in the contracts. In terms of the landfill, I recently attended the Waste Expo in Las Vegas, attended some seminars as it relates to combating landfill fires. There you saw some latest technology, ways and means to mitigate landfill fires, but I'm still of the firm belief that we need to reduce the waste that is being deposited on the landfill. And right now, my cabinet, the ministry, we are busy with recycling and looking at ways to compact, bale, garbage, and not continue to grow the landfill. And to me, that is the right direction in terms of trying to reduce whatever landfill, whatever problems we are having on the landfill. I also had indicated that SOAB, we contracted their services for them to review the terms of reference for the landfill and give suggestions and put everything in bigger picture in terms of responsibilities for the principal, responsibilities for the contractor. And SOAB is busy with that analysis, and as soon as that is completed, I will inform the media of the outcome.
Over the past months, we have been busy in negotiations with companies, protecting the workers' rights and making sure that that proportion of the profit is rightly distributed to the workers in terms of salary adjustment or benefits. Our most recent CLA that we have signed is with Diamond Resorts, Flamingo and Royal Palm as their subsidiary companies. And earlier in the year, we signed the general CLA. However, the financial package was left pending based on their financial year and their submission of their budget for the coming year. And that led us to one day meeting 2 days ago, and we signed off on the financial package. To give you some detail, those workers who work in the night, as night workers, they will see salary adjustment in 2 categories. Those who work from 3 to 11, they will see a salary adjustment of 7%, and those who work from 11 to 7 will see a salary increase of 9%.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000, get us real easy. Island Finance. For education, yes. A renovation, that's no problem. Yes, it's true, that's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
Last week we hosted the International Health Regulation Conference. This is the cooperation between the Kingdom partners, so between the Netherlands, Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin, with the focus on preventing and sharing best and worst practices for cross-border infectious diseases. So things like Ebola, Zika, those would be all topics for discussions, and that was a very productive conference. But as an outcome of that, one of the discussion points was, while it's great to cooperate on those types of things, I believe that there's much more room for cooperation between the Kingdom partners in terms of how do we, in today's economy, everybody is struggling with ever-increasing healthcare costs. So how can we share the resources and best practices between ourselves to help and deliver affordable healthcare that's of a high quality close to home? And so to that end, I had a very positive meeting with the Minister of Health from Aruba, Minister Schwengel, and we are working on a cooperation agreement where we're going to synchronize on a number of things. For example, in Aruba, they've done a public survey as to what the public perceptions are and what the public believes the issues in terms of quality of care are, and also with the quality of their AZV, which is the equivalent of our SZV. Some other topics that were discussed, for example, they are working on, together with the World Bank, on developing a terms of reference for an operational or performance audit for AZV. And I believe that that's something that St. Martin could look at piggybacking off as well. They have a medical referral committee that's in place, and so as St. Martin, as we're looking to improve our medical referral process, again, that's something that we're looking to share their lessons learned. And then a big issue for me is about quality control in terms of our referral process, but also in terms of how we manage complaints from the public regarding issues in our healthcare system. And so actually the proposal that was made is that we look at a regional entity, so in other words, an entity that has representatives from both Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin. And the feeling was that by having it as a regional body, that it would be a more impartial group that would be able to travel to the different islands on a regular basis, and that they would be able to review the quality of healthcare and to field any sort of complaints from the public or concerns about how our referral process went. So overall, we're planning on a follow-up meeting in July, this time planning on going to Aruba to meet with the minister and follow up on the progress in terms of where we're cooperating and what our next steps are going to be.
The Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, Minister Lee, has indicated as far as the amendments to the Civil Code for labor contracts, as far as that is concerned, that he is making quite some progress in his tripartite consultations on the matter, and hopefully within short we will get the green light from the minister that he is ready to debate in Parliament, to defend in Parliament what decisions the social partners and the government have arrived at with respect to this law. As you know, a draft is in at Parliament, so a draft to change the Civil Code as far as labor contracts is concerned is in at Parliament. However, the minister, upon assuming office, had asked for Parliament to consider allowing him some more time to have discussions in tripartite setting, and which I consider a good thing, because if the minister, when he comes to Parliament, can have the support for the changes by business and labor, then I think that would be the way to go. So again, an update on that is that these discussions are very far advanced, and I hope to get what I call the green light of the minister in terms of then having a discussion on the draft changes to the Civil Code that regard labor contracts. We're talking about a matter that is locally known as the 6-month contract issue. That's what we're talking about here. That dealing with that matter requires changes to the Civil Code. That's where labor contracts are included. And there is a draft again at Parliament, but I know that the minister has, and the social partners have been looking at that draft, and I hope to get an update as well as a go signal from the minister in terms of the handling in Parliament. So I guess the minister could come with amendments to the law that is currently at Parliament. That's why that has not been put on the agenda yet, given the request of the minister some time back.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Yeah!
Here we go. This is freedom, this is life.
can't afford what you crave, life just gets so good. KFC, so good for everyone.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
The various stages, like I indicated, are very key for members of this community to understand how they can make use of life insurance products and services. And one of the burning ones that a lot of people overlook is the age group between 45 and 54. This is a time when mostly you would have parents that are paying for higher learning for their kids, but they're also in a position at the same time where they have to take care of a senior mother or father. So I refer to this group as a sandwich group. So you're caught in the middle of two expenses, and this can be very burdensome for that particular period of time, and hence the reason why we'll emphasize a lot on the life insurance products, but more in particular the pension plans. That is basically what we intend to disburse this year at our educational conference. Again, the insurance sector is one where people turn to a lot for planning. And even though the sector represents a huge part of our GDP, it is one that is the least understood. And that is why we feel that continuing on this educational path to inform people how they can engage the sector in a way that they know what they want and they get what they need out of the sector, that is our motivation.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
I would like to thank you for bestowing this great honor on me as your speaker for this special, very special occasion. When Dr. Guadalupe called me to invite me to be the keynote speaker, it was Friday the 13th of last month, and I was at my job at the University of Utrecht, working, while Friday is actually my day off. But I was still at the job, working very hard, trying to finish my final project for my PhD, also called a doctoral thesis or a doctoral dissertation. You see, similar to you graduates, I am in a transition phase. I only have a few weeks left to finish my doctoral thesis, a very stressful, emotional, and uncertain phase of my life, because after I complete my PhD, I will have to find another job, perhaps as a postdoctoral researcher or as an assistant professor. So I am currently busy searching for jobs, and at the same time, I am trying to complete my PhD. This is what I mean when I say that I am in a transition phase, similar to the transition you have to make after you graduate, so after today. Some of you are also currently searching for a new job, or others might continue studying in hopes of earning an even higher degree, maybe even a PhD degree. I am aware that former students of USM went on to earn PhD degrees as well, so you can do it if that's your goal. Take full advantage of this diploma that you have earned, because as others have shown, USM lays a great foundation for achieving great things, and today, graduates, is only the beginning of those great things. I did not study at USM, unfortunately, but I am still one of you. As you have just heard, although I live in the Netherlands now, I am a St. Martiner, from Middle Region, by the way. I attended Dr. Martin Luther King School in Dutch Quarter and high school at MPC. After finishing VWO at MPC, I moved to the Netherlands 10 years ago for my studies, and now I am finishing up my PhD. A PhD, which is a degree that is considered the highest academic degree, and it is a requirement for employment as a professor or as a scientist in most fields. So how did I manage to travel to the Netherlands from Middle Region at the age of 19 and get accepted into a PhD program, which I am completing at Utrecht University with additional training at Cambridge University in England and at Harvard University in the States, some of the highest ranked universities in the world. Here is my story, a quite unusual story, since it is not the typical story or average story you will hear from someone who is completing a PhD. I would like to share with you my journey that brought me to where I am now. In doing so, I would like to share with you 3 commandments. But they are not related to the Bible, so don't worry, I'm not going to take you to church here. They are just Ivy's commandments, some of my personal experiences and life lessons that I often share when I give motivational speeches. As you have also heard, I am a developmental child and youth psychologist by training, and my area of expertise is problematic development in children and youth. For instance, antisocial behavior development in youth, such as getting involved with criminal behavior. Many psychological research studies all over the world have shown that multiple individual, social, and environmental factors lead to such problematic development of youth. Individual factors such as low academic achievement in a child, social factors such as having low educated and low income parents, and environmental factors such as growing up in a rough and disadvantaged neighborhood. You don't have to be a psychological scientist to be able to imagine that those factors might contribute to difficulties in youth development, such as behavioral problems, which also lead to a downward spiral of a lot of other issues. But what if I told you that this description describes my past? This brings me to the first commandment. Your past does not have to determine your future unless you allow it to. Disappointments, failures, trials, tribulations do not have to get in the way of you achieving great things and completing your success story. But again, unless you allow it to.